Hello and welcome back to the Coastal Edge Consulting channel. I have a quick question for you. Is your AI actually speaking to everyone? Or is it quietly silencing some voices without you even realizing it? Because here's the uncomfortable truth. Most AI communication tools don't create bias, but they absolutely repackage and amplify the bias we already have. And if you're using AI to write emails, job postings, policies, marketing copy, or internal communication, that matters a lot. Today, I want to talk about ethical AI for inclusion, without the buzzwords, without the guilt trip, and without pretending this is just a tech problem. But before I jump in, I want to ask a favor. If you like my content, please take a moment to subscribe to help me continue to create these videos. It only takes a moment of your time, but your support means more than you could know. Now let's get into it. Part 1. The silent storyteller, how AI learns bias. AI doesn't invent opinions, it learns patterns from us. And unfortunately, a lot of historical data reflects gender stereotypes, cultural assumptions, racialized language norms, power dynamics baked into professional communication. So when AI generates text, it can default to masculine language for leadership roles, frame certain groups as high risk or less qualified, use tone or phrasing that feels neutral to some but alienating to others. It often sounds polished, which makes it harder to notice. This is how bias becomes a silent storyteller, shaping who feels included, respected, or invisible. Part 2. Why this is a leadership problem, not just an AI one. Let's be clear, this isn't about bad intentions. Most organizations aren't trying to exclude anyone, but AI bias still creates reputational risk, trust erosion with employees and customers, legal and ethical exposure, and long-term damage to inclusion efforts. If your DEI values live on the website, but your AI-generated communications don't reflect them, people will notice. Ethical AI isn't about perfection, it's about responsibility. Part 3. From reaction to intention, crafting ethical AI policies. Here's where many organizations get stuck. They wait for a problem, then they scramble to fix it. We're all familiar with that. A bias-aware communication policy flips that approach. At its core, a strong ethical AI communication policy includes 4 pillars. Number 1, transparency. People should know when AI is involved in communication and how it's being used. Number 2, accountability. Someone owns the output. AI doesn't get to shrug and say, "Not my fault." Number 3, fairness. Language choices are evaluated through an inclusion lens, not just efficiency or tone. Number 4, human oversight. AI supports communication. Humans remain responsible for it. Bring diverse perspectives into policy creation. HR, communications, DEI, frontline staff, even community voices when appropriate. Bias hides in homogeneous rooms. Part 4. Bias detectives. How you actually spot the problems. You don't need a PhD in machine learning. Some practical ways organizations detect bias: reviewing AI outputs across different demographic scenarios, comparing tone, sentiment, and recommendations, stress testing prompts with edge cases, using bias checking tools and open source audits. But here's the most underrated tool of all. Pay attention to discomfort. If something feels off but hard to explain, that's often where bias lives. And this isn't a one-time thing. Bias monitoring should be ongoing, not a checkbox exercise. Part 5. Rewriting the rules, making AI more inclusive. Detection is one step, but design is where inclusion actually happens. Some practical strategies include expanding training data to include diverse voices and contexts, fine-tuning models with inclusive language examples, setting clear prompt guidelines that prioritize respectful accessible communication, using human-in-the-loop review, especially for high-impact messaging. Think of AI like a junior team helper, helpful, fast, and still learning. You wouldn't let a new hire publish sensitive messaging without review. The same rule applies here. Part 6. The bigger picture. Ethical AI as culture, not compliance. Here's the shift I'd love more leaders to make. Ethical AI isn't about avoiding backlash. It's really about building trust. Organizations that do this well, they treat ethics as innovation, not restriction. They encourage curiosity instead of fear, and share learnings across teams and industries. They also accept that done is never really done. Inclusion isn't static, neither is AI. So to close, here's my challenge for you. The next time your organization uses AI to communicate, just pause and ask, who might this include? Who might it unintentionally exclude? And who's accountable for the answer? Ethical AI communication isn't about being perfect. It's really about being intentional and mindful. And that's where real inclusion starts. No jargon, no panic, just better questions. That's all I have for today. It was a short one. If this video was helpful in any way, please give it a like, share it with a colleague who's navigating AI decisions, and subscribe for more practical leadership conversations about the future of work. And don't forget to keep on striving. Until next time, bye-bye.